Hello friends, welcome to the class of Cost and Works Accounting. This is a disclaimer statement of this particular video. As you all aware, we are solving the problems on cost sheet. So this is our problem number 4th. So in this problem, we need to find out prime cost, factory cost, cost of goods produced, cost of goods sold, cost of sales, and the profit per unit and in total. Okay, so first, as usual, let us bifurcate the items. So cost of material, it comes in as per our format. If you remember, we are going to follow one particular format. Okay, so according to that, this will a section A item, labor cost, B, factory overheads, E, administration overheads, G, selling overheads, K, opening stock of finished goods, I, closing stock of finished goods, I, sales, M, and N respectively. Okay, now let us start solving the problem. Okay, let me quickly adjust my screen. So I have kept here format ready. Okay, so in that you need to write in the books of which is not there or which is not mentioned in this particular problem. Next you need to write cost sheet, then for the period ended. So particular period is mentioned which is not again mentioned in this particular problem. Columns are there, particulars, total rupees and per unit rupees. Okay, so first we need to find out number of unit produced. Two things we require, number of unit produced and number of units sold. It is already mentioned over here, sales 10,250 units. So we can write that number of units sold 10,250. But what about the number of units produced? So we know the formula, right? So what is the formula? That is number of units sold plus closing stock minus opening stock. So these figures are there with us. So number of units sold 10,250, closing stock 250, and we need to minus here, minus sign is required, minus 500 units. So the number of units produced are 10,000 units. Okay, so number of units produced 10,000. Now let us start the main problem. So first, cost of materials at 13 per unit. So in previous videos, in previous problems, what we did to find out the per unit, we divided the total amount by the number of unit produced, right? But here now already they have given per unit, right? So it is 13, right? What we need to do, we need to multiply this particular 13 rupees by number of units produced. So that will be 1,30,000. So this is the amount of our direct material. 10,000 multiplied by 13. Next, labor cost. Again, it is 7.50 per unit. Okay. So again, we need to multiply it by 10,000. This will be our total cost, 75,000 rupees. Then direct expenses are not given, so we will just put dash. Now do the total. So total is 2,05,000. This is our prime cost by adding A, B and C. Now per unit cost, that is 20 rupees 50 paise. Now factory overheads are absorbed at 60% of labor cost. We know the labor cost, that is 75,000. So factory overheads are 60% of this 75,000. So calculate it, and this will be the 45,000 per unit. Again divided by 10,000, it will be 4 rupees and 50 paise. Okay, so this is, now just do the total again of these two items. Okay, so our amount will be 2,50,000 and per unit is 25 rupees. This is our factory cost or works cost. Okay, so here you need to mention how you have calculated it by adding D plus E. Okay, I think in previous videos we have not mentioned, so make sure that you all the time mention how you arrive at this particular amount. Okay, next you need to add administration overheads. So what is the amount? 20% of the factory cost. We just arrive factory cost, that is 2,50,000. So 20% of 2,50,000, it is 50,000. Okay, so per unit cost will be 5. Now you just have to add this. Okay, so amount is 3 lakhs and per unit is 30. Just divide by 10,000. So this is our cost of production. How we have arrived? We just added F plus G. Okay, next is adjustment on account of finished goods. And in this particular example we have both. We have opening stock as well as we have closing stock. So first just do the calculation. 500 units at 19.75. Amount is already given by them, so it is 9,875 per unit they have already given, right? But we will not mention over here, we have already mentioned here. Now we need to minus the closing stock. Closing stock is 250 rupees and this is our cost of production. So just multiply 250 by 30, so that is 7,500. Now you need to add this 9,875 to 3 lakhs and minus 7,500. So that amount will be 3,02,375. This is our cost of goods sold. How you have arrived this? You just added H amount and I amount. Actually we have minus over here, right? Minus sign is there, but for writing purpose we just have to write H plus I. Okay, now to arrive this particular per unit cost, what you need to do? You need to divide this particular cost by number of units sold. So number of units sold are 10,250. So just divide it and this will be 29.50, your per unit cost. Next, it is selling overheads are charged at 250 per unit sold. It's very simple. You just have to multiply by 10,250 and you will get the amount, that is 25,625. Okay, so just do the total, it is 3,28,032 per unit respectively. So this is our cost of sales. We have calculated this by adding J plus K. Now last, that is profit. They have already mentioned here 10,250 units at a profit of 20% on sales. So again, what we need to do, so this particular thing, if you remember, we have solved many problems on this, right? So this particular amount is based on this amount. Okay, so that is 20%, right? 20% means 20 upon 100. It means that 1 upon 5, right? So this particular figure is 1/5 of this particular figure. But we know that when we don't have this particular amount, if we have this amount, then by relations, applying relations, we can calculate. So this amount will be 1/4 of this particular amount. Okay, 1/4, right? So just do the calculation, 3,20,000 divided by 4, and this will be your profit figure. Okay, just calculate per unit profit. It is 8 rupees. You just have to divide by 10,250. Now final, do the total. This is your per unit cost and the total sales amount. Okay, so how you arrived at sales amount? You just added L plus M. Okay, so this is the solution. Okay, I hope you have understood this particular problem. This is again disclaimer statement of this particular video. For more videos, you can log on to our YouTube channel, Rayat Knowledge Bank. Thank you. Thank you very much.